News that 28 Hindus had been massacred by Rohingyas in Myanmar, but the truth is about to get even more unbearably macabre. Times Now has learned that the dance of hate that stomped through the lives of Hindus in Myanmar's Rakhine province claimed many, many more lives. Here, for the first time, are previously unknown facts. 300 Rohingyas terrorists kidnapped 100 Hindus. Yes, kidnapping took place from the Yebawkya village on August 25th. The 100 Hindus were taken to a hideout of terrorists. The hideout is 1 kilometer west of the Yebawkya village. 92, not just 28, 92 of the 100 Hindus were killed by terrorists. The 8 remaining women were converted to Islam and trafficked to Bangladesh. Here for the first time are some of those who are in a position to tell us what exactly transpired. We brought you the version of one of the converted Hindu women who says that they came with masks on with holes where their eyes would be, and they murdered us. Some of us were raped and some of us were converted. And then there are others who have been witness to these dark deeds. Sunit Chopra, I want to come straight out to you. I want to ask you, doesn't the mass killing of Hindus only confirm that some Rohingyas are vulnerable to radicalization and therefore should be kept out?
Nobody says, including Colin Gonsalves, the lawyer of the Rohingyas of Jammu, who has studied 7,000 Rohingyas and has not found one case of radicalization, right? He says that if anyone is found doing this kind of thing, and all these stories you could have heard in Gujarat riots, you could have heard in Bombay riots.
Shocking.
This is the normal behavior of separatists.
That could be said, that could be said about the left
violence.
That could be said very easily by the Bharatiya Janata Party on this show. Don't communalize this issue. You know what this is.
And in Gujarat, we have enough
Do not communalize this issue. There are enough leftist cadres who are killing Hindus in Kerala. This is an accusation that is being made by the Bharatiya Janata Party.
So
now please have some shame, sir, and some restraint.
No, India is not.
Are you trying to claim communal fashion on my show? I'm asking you this question.
You should have shame. You are creating hysteria in our country.
This is about refugees.
For no reason.
This is not about Muslim refugees. And I refuse.
How did you
I refuse.
I knew about your
courage,
security.
Why don't you know about
Please rise above your cheap and petty politics.
Attacked Hindus.
You know, these Rohingyas,
who is
the Burmese army attacked
with the ISIS,
and I want to know
person who the Rohingya Muslim was shot dead in Kashmir just a few years back.
Proof.
Sir, there are innocent people talking. Why would she be making this claim?
And the Burmese army is the last person
why
to
would
give you
this survivor be making this claim? What more proof do you want?
Hindus.
Our government,
what more proof do you want, sir?
Why didn't he speak about
it? At Anandpura, Kashmir,
there is a legitimate risk associated with Rohingyas. It's nothing to do with that.
And who is asking them to allow them into India?
Trouble in India and promote
Nobody
terrorism.
is asking
and India is not ready to take a chance with the life of its
shocked.
They are already in Bangladesh. They are in camps.
I'm shocked, sir.
You give them funds, allow them to live there.
Why does your conscience
that you
not
are
allow you to speak for Hindus who are being butchered? I'm asking you. The left parties have gone knocking at the doors of separatists who have had a hand in the murder of Kashmiri Hindus. And now you are standing up for those who are butchering. No.
At a difficult time, you are dividing.
What do you mean difficult time, sir? You're making it difficult. You're making it difficult. Will you take responsibility, sir? Will you take responsibility if Indian soil becomes a staging ground for attacks on Myanmar, on Bangladesh, on our neighbors, including us?
Your approach is one-sided.
Why?
That is what they want. The left wants that. They want there should be a terror strike. They want that there should be instability in India so that they can score some political brownie points.
With whom? With whom would they score these points, sir?
The left has always been anti-national, Rahul. Even during the Indo-China war, they asked Indians
bring in
not
Mr.
to
Hegde.
donate
Mr.
blood.
We have a problem here. We have a problem here. A refugee
And
crisis
that
is
why
being looked
today
at
they are
through the
redundant
prism
in Indian
of
politics.
Hindu-Muslim issues. Now, there was a problem. The problem was flagged by the centre in its affidavit to the Supreme Court. Today, the centre seems to be vindicated. A certain section of Hindus has been... Well, you've heard it yourself. I don't want to go over the macabre details. What would you say now, Mr. Hegde?
You allow the Chatmas to remain in Arunachal.
Are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
You are communal.
Are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rahul, just one or two quick points before I get interrupted. Okay. The first point is this, that everybody who lives within Rakhine is a Rohingya, whether Hindu or Muslim.
Precisely.
There is a minority of people who are Rohingyas and who are Hindus.
Yes.
The correct term which the Burmese government insists on is it calls them Bangladeshis. So their identities out there are mixed. Now we have a situation where Rohingya Hindus were massacred by Rohingya Muslims.
That's right.
Right. We'll just keep that aside for a moment. Now, let's take the issue further. The issue is this, that when you're treating refugees, you do not go only by the acts of the extremists. In Afghanistan, for instance, you've had Afghan Taliban, you have had all kinds of people. But nevertheless, you have had Afghan refugees in India. In Tamil Nadu, you've had Sri Lankan Tamils coming for refuge, notwithstanding the fact that the LTTE killed Rajiv Gandhi. The question you have to ask as a modern state is this, that do you have the wherewithal to ensure that these refugees can be housed there till such time as the trouble in their homeland subsides? Exactly. And do you have to see to it that they don't stand up, don't get into unnecessary trouble?
So how can anyone have that wherewithal?
Gaurav, I've waited for quite some time. Please don't interrupt me.
Now, can I please respond to what
Sanjay do not interrupt
said?
me. Let me finish my point. Then I'll keep quiet. The point is this. What kind of a country are we? Are we a country which can handle its refugees, or are we a country which shuts its doors and says, whatever trouble you have, you please handle it outside, don't trouble me? That is the basic question.
Thank you, sir, for this long introduction and stating absolutely the obvious. You haven't told me where you stand on this issue. On previous debates, you've always told me, overlook all of this.
Rahul, I wish to
No, one second. This is a very clever attempt at walking the tightrope and actually making it across the big chasm that is opened up. Now, hang on. Mr. Hegde, I want you to take a position. You know very well that it's very difficult to sort out murderers from migrants in this case. We don't know who has blood on their hands. If young men under the age of 18 were part of the massacre, how do you know? When you look into their eyes, if they don't have blood on their hands or not, how do you know?
Take the women, take the old people.
Better that they stay out. Better that you don't
take the women,
risk.
take the old people, take the children. Why? At least the safe ones, let them come in.
Ones, sir?
The others you can sequester.
Rahul, it's a matter...
Are you being, I'm sorry, ageist?
No,
women, children, old people.
We've not had Muslim
women, children, old people.
We don't have terrorists who are women. Are you saying that there have been
Rahul, the question
no Hindu
is,
terrorists?
Rahul, the question is about the 40,000 in India who need to go back to Myanmar. That is the question now.
There have been individuals who have come from Sri Lanka. They have been Tamils. They belong to a
Rahul,
particular faith,
why should we risk life of even one Indian and say if what Sanjay is saying is correct,
tests, I'm asking you,
and we lose life of even one Indian, why should we take that risk?
Exactly.
No, these are all very nice,
Indian lives.
Nice, very headline kind of things.
Rahman, there are Indian lives at stake.
Now, Rahul, I need to come in here.
Should we not be taking care of our citizens first?
Rahul, I need to come in here now.
No, let me ask him.
Yeah, let me come in here.
You tell me.
No, let me come in here.
And Rahul,
come in here, Rahul.
I would like to read what the Supreme Court has laid down.
Only
Will
one
India
at a
be
time.
safer
1 minute.
if you
Only
keep
one at a time,
everybody
please.
out?
Atikur Rahman, you haven't spoken. You've seen the evidence. The proof is there. There are people who are confessing to having seen unimaginable torment, horror, and persecution. Does your heart still bleed?
This is here.
Rahul, you are telling me to believe a government which has been indicted
I am
by
telling
the
you to
world
believe
community,
the lady
by
who
the
has
UN,
survived unimaginable horror, who has seen her relatives being butchered, sir.
Is backing the
Are you
government.
saying that she's a propaganda?
No.
Are you saying that she's a propaganda prop?
Being, termed as ethnic cleansers.
Are you suggesting, sir, that this poor lady is a propaganda prop, Mr. Atikur Rahman? Where is your compassion tonight?
By Aung San Suu Kyi.
Where is your compassion?
Face off.
Where is your compassion, sir? You want me to play out the tape again? I'll play it out again. Let's listen to the pain. Because this gentleman on my show believes that this lady is a propaganda prop by some Goebbelsian government that believes in taking people's sorrow and advertising it. How shocking, sir. I've never heard something like this. Let's play it out. Let's play out that, sir. Please, today, do not disrespect this lady's suffering. I only implore you, sir, please, I beg you, have a heart. Let's play out this. Mr. Chopra, are her tears, crocodile tears, are her words written by some Goebbels character?
Rahul, I need to come in here.
I'm asking you, Mr. Chopra, are her tears crocodile tears? I'm asking you, sir, today.
Rahul?
What?
Are her tears crocodile tears?
I couldn't hear you till now.
Are the ladies' tears? Don't laugh, sir. Have some consideration. This is a solemn occasion. Please, I request you.
Who is laughing? You are hysterically
so flippant
ruining the country.
You are being so flippant tonight.
I charge you with communalism the way you are talking.
Really? And what about you, sir? Who's looking entirely this through the entire principle
Why
of religion?
don't you balance the whole story?
Explain to me. How am I communalizing it? No,
Rahul.
I'm not going to.
Why don't you take it to the whole prism?
Tell me.
There are Hindus,
How am I communalizing
Muslims,
this?
Buddhists,
Mr.
all of
Chopra,
them are
read the
Rohingya.
Constitution of India and read Article 355. That says it is the duty of the Union to protect states against external aggression and internal disturbance.
Mr. Chopra,
Coming of Rohingyas to Indian territory illegally is nothing but external aggression.
If Hindus are being attacked in the state that you rule, Kerala,
There is
you have zero problems with that.
There is much more evidence.
Yes.
There is much more evidence from Colin Gonsalves about Jammu.
Why don't the left has been exposed badly because when an Indian dies, their action would depend on the fact what is the religion of the person who has died. And we have seen it in Kerala, as you rightly said, when RSS and BJP workers have been killed there. At that time, the left government there turned a blind eye because they were not from the community that voted for them. This is appeasement politics and nothing else. And let me say this, the Honorable Supreme Court has said that illegal migrants have to be deported as per the Foreigners Act. That is the duty of the government. On what basis do you want that these human bombs should be kept inside India to explode and take human lives?
You know what happened in Bombay?
Now,
stop this appeasement politics and for a second think like an Indian. Mr. Chopra, this is not the time to do appeasement politics and communalize an issue which is a concern of the entire country.
The unity of our country, I will oppose.
Now, I want to quote from, and I'm going to
Oppose. Will you oppose the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court has said, in relation to the illegal migrants from Bangladesh in Assam, this is what the Supreme Court has said. This being the situation, the Supreme Court has said, in relation to the illegal migrants from Bangladesh in Assam, this is what the Supreme Court has said. This being the situation, there can be no manner of doubt that the state of Assam is facing external aggression and internal disturbance on account of large-scale illegal migration of Bangladeshi nationals. It is therefore duty of the Union of India to take all measures for protection of the state of Assam from such external aggression. This is what the Supreme Court has said. Do you respect the Honorable Supreme Court or not?
Communal elements within
if you do not know the law, if you have scant respect for the Supreme Court of India, your place is not in India. Go to a country which does not have respect for rule of law.
The Supreme Court has said, Go-Rakshaks must be stopped.
Supreme Court has said what I read to you.
1 second.
And this matter
let me quote. You see, let me tell the comrade here, the communist, the disbelieving communist on our show. Let me give him a few facts. This is what Reuters put out. This is not some Indian agency. This is Reuters. Since you only believe foreign powers, let me tell you what Reuters had to say. Reuters said the following. Al-Qaeda. Oh, come on, sir. You take your orders from Beijing. We all know that. 1 minute. Al-Qaeda already issuing instructions to its followers to provide military support to Rohingyas. 1 minute.
You are the agents of
Don't go on. Don't go on like this. You're sounding slightly unhinged. Sorry, Mr. Chopra, you're sounding completely unhinged in the face of grave provocation. In the face of great provocation and absolutely soul-destroying trauma, you are sounding like an apologist for butchers and terrorists. Now, 1 minute. Let me speak.
You never had a role.
Sir, can you allow me to speak? This is what Reuters said. This is what Reuters said. Al-Qaeda already issuing instructions to its followers to provide military support to Rohingyas.
I know Reuters is an agency of imperialism. They want to break up India.
Sir, I think today you have completely gone over the edge of sanity. That's all I can say to you. I cannot have a discussion, a rational discussion with somebody.
Is coming tomorrow.
I cannot have a rational discussion with somebody who somehow has lost the plot entirely. Now,
you can't have a rational discussion, I know, because you want to communalize the situation.
Yeah, okay. Let me bring in Mr. Firoz Mithi Borwala. Mr. Firoz Mithi Borwala, a suggestion was made by Mr. Hegre.
Right.
If you can ensure that these individuals, are the ones that are in genuine need, allow them in. Now, Mr. Mithi Borwala, I want to ask you, is there any mechanism by which we can determine who is a murderer and who is a migrant in genuine need?
It's very simple, Rahul.
Yeah.
There is clearly two issues out here. One is a humanitarian, legal, constitutional matter, and the other is a national security matter. We need to discuss both in a very intelligent manner. First, let me come to you that there is a very important Reuters report that mentions a village of Kha Mong Sek where the Myanmarese military has been butchering Hindus. I can give you report after report.
The
second part. Now I'll come to the second part.
I'll come to the second part. As a Hindu-Muslim issue.
No, I'll just come to the second. No, because you've been talking of this. Now let me come to this.
They are butchering Rakhines.
I'm coming to that.
But Rahul, there are elements within the Rakhines who are butchering
now I'm coming
other
to that.
Rakhines.
Rahul, I'm coming to that now.
Because they have been radicalized.
I'm coming to that now. I'm coming to that question. See, there is an important regional issue that needs to be sorted out. It's about BIMSTEC. India can play a major role because we have good relationships with Myanmar and with Bangladesh to get the Rohingyas back home into Rakhine.
Where there is a radicalized terror army.
I'm coming to that.
Which represents the Rakhines or Rohingyas.
Let me come to that.
No one can deny the existence of that army.
No, nobody is.
This terror army attacked the according to the facts that are emerging, attacked the Myanmari state, and the Myanmari
That's
state
not the reality.
reacted with force.
No, that's not the reality.
Back,
the problem goes back.
Muslims
the
have
problem
both
in the
died.
recent times goes back to 2012.
One second, listen to me.
No,
Mr.
the problem.
Bala,
No,
don't try
Rahul,
to
I know this issue
confuse
better than you.
people by
I've been
citing
working on this
history.
issue.
It's all
I have more of the
muddled.
facts.
No one knows. But what we can tell
we
you
have,
for sure,
we have friends on the ground in Dhaka. We have friends on the ground in Myanmar who are giving us information. So hear us out, okay?
Yeah, they're giving you information, but not the Indian government.
No, no.
The Indian government is getting its information from outer space. No, your sources are more reliable than the ones that the Indian government
The Indian government is not functioning in the right manner. Okay, let me tell you that very clearly. Now let me come now. Rahul, the modern problem starts from 2012, from where the ethnic cleansing has started.
And duly
now we have 40,000 Rohingyas in India. How do you actually monitor these people is the question. 18,000 have been given ID cards by the UNHCR during the Modi government.
Line up and say, yes,
UNHCR has given 18,000 Rohingyas by 2016 during the Modi government. They've been given refugee status, refugee ID cards during the Modi government.
Sir, that they killed a few people.
The point is, the Modi government has.
No, do you think
the UNHCR has given 18,000 refugee cards?
No, let me ask you,
the Modi government,
since you know so much,
monitor them.
Let me ask you.
Yes,
instead of you shouting, let me ask you very simply this.
Yeah.
Did all those people who entered Western Europe and some of the most open-hearted democracies in the world tell them that we're going to be conducting terror attacks on your soil? So don't give us a card?
I'll tell you one more thing, my friend Rahul.
Which world are you living in?
No. We are living in a very real and a very dangerous world.
There you go.
And you guys make it even more dangerous by taking very one-sided actions. To understand the Syrian matter, the Western agencies have been involved in creating ISIS and Al-Qaeda. The British, the French, the Americans, the Saudis, the Israelis are all involved in creating Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
To make it dangerous,
the terrorists are going back into Europe. The terrorists that Europe and America sent into Syria and into Iraq.
Secondly, let me tell you,
the Americans, the French, the British, the Israelis are all involved in creating ISIS and Al-Qaeda, along with the Saudis and the Pakistanis.
Even when we talk about,
they are all involved in creating these terror networks across the world.
It is an important
discussion. I want to go across to Mr. Hegde. Mr. Hegde, why should we import danger? I'm asking you, why should we import danger onto our soil? Simple question.
Well, simple answer. It all depends on what kind of a country you are. That's what I told you right at the beginning. We have at great cost to ourselves in 1971 let in a lot of people. We fought a war for them. We in the 80s in Sri Lanka, we again fought another war.
We didn't fight a war, sir.
Sometimes we have, as a great power, come on, please don't rewrite history to eliminate the one great victory that India had.
No, please.
Come on.
Please. We gave moral support
General Jagjit Singh Arora accepted the surrender of AAK.
Don't try to
on
make
Dhaka
India
race
out
course.
to be a meddling state.
You don't tell me that it was
that goes into other people's affairs. Will you tomorrow say, will you tomorrow welcome Pakistan into meddling in our affairs?
I'm only saying that we are a big country. We are a big country. We are a big country. We have in this area. We have our own responsibilities.
Sir, are you condoning
we could sort it out one of two ways.
Due to terror?
We could allow people
the death
in,
due to terror
or
of
we
Rajiv
could
Gandhi?
go into
I'm
their
asking you
country
this
and
question.
sort
If
it
we
out
made
for
a
them.
mistake once, should we make it again and again and again? I'm asking you this question. Are you condoning the death of Rajiv Gandhi?
In our country, what do we do with them? How do they get back to Myanmar?
I am saying that despite the death of Rajiv Gandhi, we did not send back Tamils back to Sri Lanka as long as the violence there persisted. Despite we have let in Tibetan refugees who live very peacefully in Karnataka, in our home state, Rahul. So there are refugees and refugees. The question, please separate the law and order problem or the policing problem from the refugee problem.
It's impossible right now to deduce the murderers from the migrants. Why don't we listen to what the government says? Obviously, it has facts. Maybe it has these facts. Maybe it was privy to something that you don't know.
What do we do with the 40,000 Rohingyas in our country? Please let the government answer.
We have had governments and governments
what do we do with the 40,000 Rohingyas in our country?
Okay.
Please answer.
This government is inept. That's the basic answer coming out of Mr. Hegde. Inept. So let's not even begin to make excuses. That's what Mr. Chopra is going to nod along and say, yes, this government is inept. Fine. Tomorrow when there are terror attacks, I hope Mr. Chopra, Mr. Hegde, the others who are today passing judgment on the efficacy of the government will also then stand up and say we are responsible for the death of Indians when that were to ever happen. We'll come back to this. This debate is not going away anywhere. We're going to take a short break. Lots more coming up in just a few moments on the News Hour. Another big story where we focus on the violence on the campus of the Banaras Hindu University. We come back to that. Don't go away.